Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Jenny. I'm leading product marketing at Port, and I have with me Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, nice to meet you all. I'm in charge of the SC team at Port, and thanks for joining today.
So yes, today is a fourth community session. It's starting to become a tradition, which is really nice. So in the meantime, we will be today we are going to walk through the different features that we've released last month. But in the meantime, like if you want to write to us, where are you in your port journey? If you are already advanced or if you're just getting started, that will also be very, very nice. Okay, next slide. Yeah, so I'm sure you've maybe noticed we have new branding and a new website. I don't know if you've seen it already, but if you haven't, I highly recommend to go and have a look, and you can write to us what you think about it. But we are the same port with the same product and the same great capabilities that you all love. Last week, we were at the KubeCon. We were very, very excited to meet you there. And I don't know if the participants here on the webinar were there as well, but something that really came out of this KubeCon is that it really seems that platform engineering is getting a great momentum. We were hearing, portals and platform engineering as well as AI. AI is also getting a great momentum. But we were hearing about it like all the time, so that was really, really great to see the momentum in our industry. So for today, the agenda is to really quick run through our major release. We will present you the new features that we've been releasing last month, and we will demo. When I say we, this is Jonathan. We will that will be doing that. And then we will walk you through our next month roadmap. We will have also some time for Q&A.
Cool. So let's go just to check, quick check that everyone hears us fine and who you are. I recognize a few names from the community of people asking questions. Some are not. If you can just in the chat, maybe first of all, write, did you attend KubeCon last week or not? So you can start with a yes or no. And second question, if you want to write in the chat, have you tried Port? Meaning, have you set up anything in Port or totally starting? So if you could answer those two questions. So the first one, have you attended, were you at KubeCon? Did we maybe see you? Yes, no. And the second question, have you set up Port? Do you have anything working with Port, or are you an absolute beginner? With the chat, as someone is asking, we have only Q&A enabled, right? That's expected, correct, Jenny, I think?
Yeah, they can write into the Q&A and you guys can read out the answers.
Okay, so not chat. Yeah, so just maybe, so in the Q&A, just write in the Q&A, that's fine. So that's also a way for us to have a quick check, so that we will answer the questions. If you have questions, feel free to answer them and we're tracking them. Cool, let's go. So basically, most of you actually did not attend the KubeCon, so it seems that most of you are discovering. So we actually didn't meet face-to-face last week. Unfortunately, no. Cool. So let's go into, so we're presenting the main features. At the end of the session, I will show you also where to find and how to track new features. You can also try to subscribe to our RSS feed to be notified on new stuff. So we talk about folders, we talk about a few stuff in the UI. We talk about self-service widgets, which is super cool. Logging improvements that I will present, and we'll talk about two new Ocean integrations, plus another 3 that are already in the pipe and being delivered pretty soon. So the first big one is the folders. As you build Port very, very fast, you start to get a ton of subfolders. So this is how it looks like. So basically the ability that you can group in folders and in subfolders or subfolders. So, and you can drag pages around and folders around, as you can see in the animation. The best is actually to see it live. In our public demo, in my demo, I have also a few. So examples of folders to basically structure everything in a clean manner. In the folders, you can have, the idea of the folders is to create, you can group them in any logic, maybe by role, if you want things that are a little bit clean or for RBAC reasons, or so managers folders and dev folders and DevOps folders. So this helps it having clean by team. You can have it by use case, maybe, or by workflow. So for example, what we have in the public demo is by workflow. I want to see plan my day, build, deploy, these kind of things. So it's really, really open, and try to think of what's best for your users. Cool. The folders come in addition with other personalization features, dashboards with a lot of widgets with added role-based access control to give a personalized view for the end user. So the idea is to give one portal, but a lot of personalized experience for the different personas that are using the portal. That might be non-dev personas as well. Cool. I hope all clear and you enjoy the folders. In addition to the folders, we brought a few really cool stuff. The first one, as I said at the beginning, we start to have a lot of it's actually the second one, but never mind. A lot of pages. Really fast, you can get to a ton of pages, especially as you can duplicate them. So we just added sidebar search, so you can search everything that is called security, everything that is called service, for example. So let me show you it to you as well in the live demo quickly. So you can see here at the search, I can find any page that have service, whether it is in the top or in the sub page. Okay, so super cool. I'm giving you a heads up as well, since you took the time to join us. We're adding in the near future a similar feature for the builder page. Okay, so in the builder, maybe you start to have a lot of blueprints, and you know the experience, the ones who have built a lot of things, start to search, shit, where is my my blueprint? So you will be able to look search for blueprints in the builder page as well with the search.
Yes, there is a question here, Jonathan.
Yeah.
We're working on delivering self-service capabilities to multiple customers, and they prefer the catalog is personalized to their organization. Is that capability what you just showed in the previous slide?
So let me just pack it. I'll address all the questions at the end.
Yeah.
Cool. Keep asking, please. Yeah, and promise we'll answer everything at the end. Or live while it runs. To multiple customers and the product will be I'll have to understand better exactly the question, the context. So that's why I'll take it afterwards. Another feature is the page description. Page description are so in the page, so we had it for a few widgets, but now in the page you can add a description. We strongly recommend to add descriptions on every page with the URL and hyperlinks. It just it's what you build might be very clear for you as the admins, sometimes not as clear for the end user. So page description, great way to actually make it explicit and understand that you have a clear purpose for every page. Cool. So those are about self-service widgets. So as I build my catalog, I might start to have a lot of self-service actions, and that's why I hope for you. It's basically if you want to buy the developer loves, it's really self-service action. Oh, I don't need to open a ticket. I don't need to beg someone on Teams or Slack to do something for me. So you can actually use you may start to have a lot of self-service actions, and you may want to structure them in different ways. So if in my catalog I build maybe some dashboards with based on a few users or use cases, or for example, FinOps or I may want to have a holistic view, a holistic page about everything related to finance, which can be, for example, I want to cut a temporary environment or things like that. So what we added just now is the ability in dashboard pages to create a new widget called action card. And I will say, I want to actually, you can do more than one. I would like to enrich a service and scaffold a service. I would say, as I said, we want descriptions. So service actions for service. And the title will be scaffold and enrich, for example, enrich info, save. And now what I have at the bottom, I have some new, so actually I created another one just before, so let's delete to have it clean. So I have a new widget with a few service actions. You see, super cool. They're nicely displayed. I click on them. I can actually trigger things. It's clean. The other blue widget that we added are the history. So similarly, I will show it maybe just in the screenshot. You are able to see the history of the runs as well as a widget. So really, really nice, and a nice way to structure your dashboards even more. So the dashboards are moving from just being static to also being something actionable. Cool. I hope you love this feature. Just a quick breath. I don't know, actually a few join you halfway through. So if you can just write in the chat something that we asked at the beginning. Question number one, did you meet with us during KubeCon last week? And number two, second question is, where are you in your pod journey? Have you tried it or are you still just learning about it? So have you created a free account and created a few, or do you have a paid account maybe? So feel free to write in the chat as a Q&A. Cool. Next thing, I'll talk about some cool features about the audit, but just before that, I'll just a quick reminder about Ocean. Ocean is a framework for integrate. We have very, very many ways to integrate port. One of the preferred way for very large ingestions, AWS, GitHub, other large integrations are Ocean. So what is Ocean? Ocean, so you can ingest anything in port. You can ingest things from webhook, from APIs, and all good. But things can get messy. I mean, interacting with the AWS can, or even ServiceNow can bring you tens of thousands of entities, many objects, hitting rate limit issues. You need to interact with the SSL with the right encryption to the client. You need the audit log. So you need a lot of things that are around just bringing the data. And Ocean is doing all of this. The idea of Ocean is that Ocean will have a common framework that is doing everything that is common between integrations. And the only thing that we need to do is to add what's specific to the integrations. So if I have two integrations with Ocean, I will have logging, and I will have tracking, and I will have a SSL handle, I will have rate limit, and a lot of things that are native and evolving. So you can see here our Ocean library. If you have something specific or you want to enrich it, they're all open source, so I can always review the code. If you want to personalize and change things, you can. If you want to contribute and send pull requests, you can. We review them, we merge them, so it benefits the whole community. And also what you can do is write your own integration if you want. So we use most of the code, and we explain exactly the framework and how to enhance it. You don't have to use integrations for simple ingestion. It may be an overkill, but if you have something big that you want to use, then Ocean is great. So this is a quick reminder about Ocean before I explain about a new benefit. So by using Ocean, you benefit from all the framework, and one of them is a new feature, which is event log in the UI. Until now, let's say that something was wrong with your Ocean. Maybe you missed you had the wrong credentials, there was a connectivity problem. You had to look at the logs from your local exporters. Okay, with this new feature, actually the logs are being displayed in the UI, so you're seeing them directly here. Cool. So that's about Ocean UI, so new event log that you can see in the data source page. And the other logging that we added are audits for self-service and scorecards. So you see two new tabs now in the audit logs. So the audit logs are the top right button with the clock, and you can actually see history changes in related to scorecards. If someone you look at the scorecard and say, oh, something strange, maybe the change in criteria, you can check if something has changed from the audit logs. Cool. Let me just look at the answers from the Q&A. Great. And the last item, the last update for today are two new Ocean integrations, Wiz and Azure DevOps. So let me go into a little bit more details. Let me show it live first of all. So in Ocean integration, I go and deploy it directly as a Helm command. You will see here, so this is where actually the search feature will be really useful soon. So you can see here I have my Wiz integrations. Let me just bring this down a little bit. So you can see it connected automatically created 4 blueprints interconnected. I'm sorry. So control, tickets, projects, and issues. And you can see that I get the whole context of a Wiz issue from their integration. So that's about the Wiz integrations. As being Ocean, I can deploy an integration with a simple Helm command. To add a new integration, just as a quick reminder, I can just go to the data source. I click on data source and I will find the command to deploy Wiz. So it's under the code quality and security. It is here. I'm going to have a Wiz tool because it's already deployed. Port already created all the commands for me to deploy it, and you can deploy it. The next one is about Azure DevOps. We did support Azure DevOps before, but it was not Ocean-based. It means that it was webhook-based. So that's it. We brought it Ocean-based. You have pipelines, repositories, work items, and projects. So super, super nice. We also have extra blueprints that are available to add, such as teams and members. So you can enrich it. And Azure just made its way for Ocean. And the last thing that I want to present are the next things, just a teaser of what's coming. I'm not going to go through them one by one in details, but just maybe so that as you plan and you build your catalog, you may want to know what's coming. The first one is managing blueprint properties from tables. So today, to deploy a property, to change a property, I need to go into a specific blueprint, and I want to add or remove a property here. But maybe sometimes I want to do, so what we're going to add is the ability to look at, let me look at my GitLab, let me look at something else here. So I will actually show it maybe in this one. Let me look at the service catalog. I'm seeing all my properties here. I can actually, what the new feature will allow you to delete or add a property directly in the table view. So just a nice UX improvement, sorry for that. The second improvement that we're bringing is having a JQ playground, meaning something in the similar idea of a JQ play. So you will be able to actually play and to see the impact of, you playing with the JQ directly in the UI. So inside the audit log, it will look like, I think I have a mock-up. It will look like this. So as you can see, I will have my object. I'm playing with my mapping and we'll see the results instantly. So that will be super cool. As you start to have a lot of blueprints, you'll be able to search blueprints, as I mentioned at the beginning, hide blueprints. We are doing, so expect for in the next 2-3 weeks some major, so we're doing a major refactoring and database changes, and they result in a lot of benefits. One of them are table performance improvements, UI loading faster. We're adding down the road pagination and other things that this new migration is enabling us. And the last one are 3 new integrations powered by Ocean, GCP. So this is coming very soon, AWS and Dynatrace. We do support GCP, AWS, and Dynatrace today, but Webhook find other ways. So they will all migrate to Ocean to be enterprise grade. Cool. So that's for next episode. Last thing is how to find the resources. So remember that our roadmap is public. So just by going to getport/roadmap, you will find our features. And you will find the latest, the summary. So March is coming very, very soon. If you have a features that you like, a feature that you want to promote, please go into port, look at the feature and upvote the feature. This is really, really helpful. This influences the roadmap, so we can see the number of votes. And last are the release notes that can be found here. So the release notes are here, and you will be able to see all the biggest, latest releases. And March is being published very soon. Cool. Wait, Chrome is stuck. Cool. So this is it for today. Let's now we have time for Q&A and questions. So there are a few questions that were asked. I think most of them has been answered already, but not all. So we'll start to go on taking the various questions. Just 1 second to sneeze.
Okay. So yeah, the first one is we are working on delivering self-service capabilities to multiple customers, and they prefer the catalog is personalized to their org. Is that capability what you just showed in the previous slide? It was connected to the folders that you've been showing.
Understand. So this is offering. So as a partner, you want to work with various customers. So the best, no, it's not exactly what I showed. So this was the first feature. It was folders. You could achieve this with folders and isolating views, but this will not help. And you could now offer self-service views in catalog. It could be a way. I think we need to chat. Let's take it. I think we actually spoke, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see your last name here, but I think we know each other. Creating different organizations could probably be the best way. If it's only about showing self-service actions, then maybe this could also help. So let's chat. What you can do is create RBAC for a page and then create the widgets. So that could be a way. Let's think. There could be these two implementations. I need to understand the details and how many actions you have, and we could discuss it. Is there VMware module available in Ocean framework? Not in Ocean. For VMware, the best way would be to use webhooks. So we have done it with a few customers. So we can definitely ingest VMware, but it's not an Ocean base today. It's not that common. It's surprising because yeah, VMware is a big thing, but we can work on this together if you want to ingest VMware. Does the Azure DevOps integration do anything to integrate with the self-service actions? Webhook approach, and they're adding the running parameter. It would be nice to have an entity. So,
Can you read
really
aloud?
good question. Yeah. Does the Azure DevOps integration do anything to integrate with self-service action? The short answer is no. I mean, you don't. If I'm extrapolating, even I don't even need to see anything in the catalog to create a self-service action. The integrations of self-service action are quite independent. The benefit of self-service of having the catalog alongside is that if I create something, I can see the results. If I want to have a dynamic field in the catalog choices, I can integrate with the catalog. For example, I want to select my subscription, for example, the account in Azure, and then select a cluster available in this region. So I can pick them up from the catalog so that they are dynamic. But you don't need okay, so that's the first part of the question is no. But this being said, we do have templates as well to create self-service actions. Today, you're saying that you're using webhook approach for Azure DevOps pipelines, and then adding the running pipelines on the job links in the run. Would be nice to have an entity for the pipeline run. Yes. So the question is related to having pipeline runs as entities. So today in the Ocean integration, we added pipelines, but not pipeline runs. The reason for that is that there is a limitation in Azure DevOps APIs that they are sending all the runs without an ability to filter. So you end up with hundreds of thousands of runs that are irrelevant and just overloading and making a very slow load. So this is why we don't bring the runs by default. This being said, we can webhook is a good way to bring the new ones. So that I would recommend to stick with that, and we can run the script to ingest just a few ones in the past. Is there a Notion plugin? I hope I understand answer the question. If you feel that you want to add like something else in the question, Adam, feel free to add anything. Question from Sebastian. Is there a Notion plugin already available to add in the catalog? No. So for technical, for tech docs, so you can bring, today the approach is to bring, let me show you. So this is a question, tech docs specifically around the Notion. I will explain what we're doing. So for tech docs today, we don't render, and I will explain exactly how we do it and what we do. So today, the idea with the port is to refer, to build up your library. So we are not, you can display it, you can display things if Notion is not blocking iframe. So I need to check with Notion specifically if they block iframe or not. And the idea is that you can tag things and represent things. So for example, in a service, you can link a service into its Notion page, okay? And you can have a scorecard saying, is it documented, not documented? And then you can go back into Notion and you can have a central library where you can see all the services that I mentioned. It is all of this, those will be entities pointing to a Notion manually created, or you can create them over GitOps. So you can say I'm asking every developer now to create to have a YAML file documenting, putting the pointers to the documentation in the repo, or you could even enrich it from the service. Now, what we are missing, the thing that we want to do in the future, so let me stop sharing, is to have also rendering, meaning that we are going to render pages, a Notion, it's tech docs in general, so it can be conference, Notion and others, so that actually we bring the content inside port. You'll be able to search it inside port. So that is a feature that we are in designing phase, and that will be available most likely maybe at the end of Q2 or Q3, but it's something that we are going to work on in the short term. But the current implementations, like having a library, pointing, and scorecards are the right are the current approaches. James, you ask, I'm not sure I understand. Oh, I've been there with the ADO API. Yeah. Okay, you've been there on the, I understand. Cool. Yeah, it's a pain, this pipeline runs. Yeah, so I feel you. And Serge, are there good docs, example, or use cases on how to use the protecting links and embedded URL property inside the blueprints? Yes, so let me show you what we have. Actually, first of all, I want to show you something that is maybe we didn't communicate enough around, and we should do a better job, Jenny. It's worth a good communication, because we recently so not related to this, I'm going to your question in a second. I just wanted, before I forget, to share that to create self-service actions, sometimes you're missing the back end. Yeah, this is where you need to work with port. But we want to help you get started, and we created a ton of self-service actions templates recently. So a lot of GitHub actions, but we are adding also in others as they go. So I just invite you to go into this page. So if you go to the docs, GitHub workflow actions examples, there is a ton. Creating secrets, you have folders as well with a few. So just on AWS, I have 5 different ones: provisioning cloud resources using Terraform, add tags, and so on. So I think we have more than 20 now. So huge resource. If you're not using GitHub Actions, you're using another one. So first of all, they might exist already. We will soon start translating them in GitLab CIs and other templates. Maybe ChatGPT could be our friend. I think it could be efficient to translating a pipeline. But just don't miss that. And I think Ronnie, Jenny, I think we should communicate this more because that's a big delivery, and I feel it went on the. Maybe let's add this to the next webinar actually. As a
Noted.
And Serge, I did not dismiss your question. Is there a good doc example of use case of protecting links? So the question is about protecting links and embedding URLs. So it's iframe, right? I think what you want is really presenting a page, if I'm not misunderstanding. So let me show you. Here we have authentication methods today to present iframes. We are passing a token in the URL. This is how we are authenticating with them. And we have a few templates that we added with, I don't know if recently or not, but also with SSO, Okta, One Login, and Azure AD. I know that for a Google Workspace, it's a little bit more complicated. But for Okta, protect pages that are protected behind Okta, One Login, and Azure AD, you have a how-to that is explained here. iframe is a challenge, not an easy one. Rendering will help. I know of a customer who is actually using Nginx reverse proxy to pass a page and present it to us and bypass the iframe limitations. And can you share a documentation? Another question from Vasant. Can you share the documentation to Serge? I hope you answered your question. If not, just feel free to comment. Can you share the documentation to consume Kafka services? So I guess it's to present, right, the Kafka services in the catalog. For Kafka, there are a lot of things around Kafka. One is Kafka, we create a topic so that you can read great self-service actions. But I think your question is more about the catalog and represent it. We have done it quite a few times. I'm not yeah, we have it here. Yeah, you have it here. So you can use this page. I will put it in the answer in the chat. So let me put it here. Yep. So you should be able to see the answer that I ran. I hope it was posted fine, and you can see here how to present Kafka, and it's a very, very common use case. Any other questions? So first of all, thanks a lot for the ton of questions. This is really great, and also gives us confidence that those sessions are useful. If you have a question that you ask and you don't feel that it was fully answered, feel free to reopen it, not a problem at all. We can also take it offline if I'm not able to answer live. Anything else, any other question that you would like to ask? Maybe as a feedback, how did you find this session? Is it useful in terms of content, duration? Any, first of all, feedback, but also things that you would love to see in those sessions. So those are monthly, covering new features or upcoming features. I think it's our third time. If you have also a comment or suggestion on the format, on the duration, on the content, we're really happy to tune it as well. We want to make sure it's useful for you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to give you a reminder that tomorrow we're having a getting started with Port webinar. If you're just getting started and you want to see how you can onboard and do some basic activities on Port. So this is tomorrow if you want to register. And also everyone who registered will get the recording of the session. So yeah.
Cool. So just a feedback, we're a small team, but we do require SSO. Do we subscribe for 3 to 5? So SSO is yeah, it's not part of the free plans, but let's take it together. Let's take it together and we try to think together. And James, monthly semi-interactive reviews of the delivered or coming soon is useful. Fantastic. So this format is fine, right? I get it that it's close to what we did. If you have any changes or recommendations of the change of format, let's do it. So for the person who asked about the SSO feature, if it's a matter, if I understand correctly, it's more to showcase to your customers and to have a joint engagement. If that's the question, then we could actually set up a SSO. This is fine. SSO is not part of the free plans, but if you are in evaluation of Port, or if you want to present it to make a use case, this is we can definitely arrange that. So shouldn't be a problem. Let's take it to the, maybe Vasant, if you can ping me or ping us, one of us in the community Slack, if you are in our community Slack, just send us a DM and we can take it afterwards. Yeah, perfect. So just a DM, yeah, send me a message on Slack and we can take it together, not a problem at all. Yeah, if SSO is important for you, we'll find a way. Cool. Let's give it 2 more minutes before we wrap. If there are second thoughts and someone has a last minute question. Cool. If not, we'll get back to Coldplay and finish the playlist. Thank you very, very much to everyone who attended today and took the time. We hope to see you before next month.